Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Got a little bit of a different one tonight, and I thought we'd take a look at the mail-away offer Han Solo and Stormtrooper Disguise. This was released in 1995, about the time the toys were hitting the shelves, and it was a mail-away offer from Kellogg's Fruit Loops cereal. And all you needed to do was send in 2 proof of purchases, and that got you this figure. It came in the white box, so let's head to the table and check this one out.
And well, first a look at the packaging for this thing, and it did come in this white mailer cardboard box. As you can see, it actually came from Kellogg in Battle Creek, Michigan. Otherwise, though, I mean, that's all you had to it was just the white mailer. And then inside the box, which was only inside a plastic baggie, was the Han Solo figure. So as you can see, it's just big enough to hold the figure. And now looking at the figure out of the packaging, I mean, well, it's Han Solo's head with a Stormtrooper body. It's pretty much what you expected to see. And of course, as I've mentioned before on these reviews for the Power of the Force 2 line, is they were overly muscular. And this figure is, of course, no exception. Looking in on the head sculpt, well, I mean, it's not that representative of a Han Solo face, but it's pretty much on par with what we were getting in the line at the time. You know, the hair sculpting still looks like Han Solo's hair. Not as dark as I expect to see it, or near black, really. But you still have a pretty decent paint job going on, especially through that hairline. For the eyebrows, the eyes are in place, so, you know, paint-wise, things are looking pretty good. Even with that black rubber piece running around the neck. Now, a Han Solo and Stormtrooper Disguise wouldn't be complete without the helmet, which, of course, you got here. Nice removable helmet. Size-wise, it seems like it's the exact same size as we got on the regular 3 3/4 inch Stormtrooper release. Pop these two up side by side so you can take a look for yourself. Maybe the Han Solo one is a smidge wider, but really to my eye it looks the same. The thing was big enough already, really. I mean, it really widened out at the base of the helmet, probably to fit in better with the rest of the body. So I guess really all they needed to do was just hollow it out in this case. Otherwise, though, aside from that, all the painting that you got in here is pretty accurate in where it needs to be. Touches of gray along the side of the helmet, down along the cheek area, and the black painting that you're getting is looking pretty good through the eyes and the mouth and that little vent piece in the front. And getting to the midsection of the body, we'll just kind of toss in another comparison here. Of course, keeping the left side with the mail-away Han Solo that we're checking out here. In the center now, we got the Cinema Scenes Han Solo, which is almost a reissue of that mail-away Han Solo. And then just for reference, still keeping that Power of the Force 2 Stormtrooper there. So as you can see, some variations here between the 3 figures is going to be the arm poses. The way the right arm is held between all 3 figures is different in each case. So if you happen to have a Han Solo and Stormtrooper Disguise from that Power of the Force 2 era, if you see the arm closer to the body, that's the mail-away version. If it's farther away from the body, then you know you've got the Cinema Scenes version. Not to mention you can see the total difference in the painting of the head. Also between those 2 Han Solo figures, you got a little bit of a difference in the way that left arm is posed. That Cinema Scene Han Solo's got his arm sticking out just a little bit farther away from the body. Otherwise, the sculpting, I mean, like I said, you can't call it great because it doesn't, you know, they weren't this muscular, but everything is in place and sculpted as it should be, minus being so beefy. The armor along the arms is looking pretty good with a relatively decent paint job. That thin black line running around the arms, not so great, little bit sloppy, but not too bad looking either. And then of course you got a bit of black around the elbow area and for the gloves. Through the chest area, those black dots are looking pretty good. As it circles around to the back, you got the detailing that you expect to see on a Stormtrooper with that little squarish piece with the little circle and stuff. Through the waist area, you can see that Stormtrooper belt sculpted in there. And then as we get to the leg area, I mean, well, it's Stormtrooper armor. Very exaggerated action pose of him having that leg forward. So you don't really get that good stand-up straight pose with this figure. He's always kind of leaning forward in this little action-oriented position. Kind of don't mind that. But it does really only give you one spot to put the legs in, and if you don't get him just right, he's going to fall over. Otherwise, though, the painting, the little bits of black painting that you have is still looking pretty good at the top of the thigh, back of the legs, and then a little bit of black at the bottom of the shoes. As far as the articulation of the figure, that head's going to spin 360 degrees. And then for the shoulders, his left one does rotate 360, but his right one, it's going to run into his head there. So you're just going to get this much up and down movement. As for the waist, you get a good 360 degree rotation there. And then both legs come forward, and they even go back a little bit. And that wraps up this Han Solo and Stormtrooper Disguise. He did not come with any accessories aside from that removable helmet. No weapons or anything else, though. But overall, like I said, for its time, it was still a decent looking figure. And I gotta say, I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't keep a box of Fruit Loops around with that mail-away offer on it. Just would have been nice to have.
And that wraps up this look at the Han Solo and Stormtrooper Disguise. The mail-away version anyways, not the cinema scenes. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this figure in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.